A VPN, short for Virtual Private Network, is a privacy protection tool that is quickly becoming a must-have. But why do you need a VPN, and how does it work in the first place? A VPN helps your data travel through the internet safely, without big companies or cybercriminals being able to spy on your online activities. Also, a VPN swaps the real location of your device with a new one. This way, you can virtually travel to any country around the globe. So, who can benefit from a VPN? If you're worried about your online privacy, a VPN makes sure your identity and private information are not exposed when you go online. If digital security is your top priority, a VPN gives a nice additional layer of security. It encrypts your data so nobody could see what you send and receive. If you are a human rights activist whose freedom of speech is restricted, a VPN helps you to bypass censorship and speak to the world. Or, if you're on holiday in another country, with a VPN, you can bring your home entertainment anywhere you go. Here's a pro tip: check out Surfshark VPN. It has everything you need in a premium VPN, awesome speeds, and industry-leading protection that covers all of your devices. All you have to do is click connect. Secure your digital life and enjoy everything good that the internet has to offer with a VPN you can trust.
Click link in the description and get 81% discount for your first order. Hanging a rug with a casing. Decide which side of the rug will be the top and bottom. No matter how you put up your rug, you need to figure out the rug's orientation on the wall. For some rugs, it will not matter which side you put up. For others with an irregular pattern, the placement on the wall is very important. Prepare the rug for a casing to be sewed along the back. A casing is a long, banded strip of fabric that will secure the rod when the rug is mounted. Use a sturdy fabric, such as heavy cotton, linen, or cotton tulle rug binding for the mounting strip. This method evenly distributes the weight of the rug and provides one of the most secure and safe ways to display your rug. Hanging this way can work for any size or height rug, but is best for heavier rugs. Measure the length of material against the back of the rug. The mounting band should cover most of the length of the rug. Allow enough space on each end of the rug for the edge of the rod. The amount of space left on each edge of the rug will vary depending on the size of the rug, but it should be at least 1 or 2 inches. Measure the width of the material against the rod. Lay the rod along the top edge of the back of the rug. Place the material for the mounting band over the rod, fitting it snugly against the rod. Mark the sewing line on each side of the band with pins or ink. Make sure the rod has room to slide in and out of the band, otherwise the rod will not be able to be inserted. The width of the band shouldn't be very large. The mounting band should fit snugly around the rod. Heavy cotton buttonhole thread should be used when sewing the casing to the rug. Make sure you sew the band in a level line across the back of the rug. A little variation won't hurt, but severe uneven sides can cause the hanging to the crooked. Additionally, having an uneven casing can cause sagging, which can damage your textile. You can sew one band across the entire length of the rug, or you can sew multiple bands as short as 2 feet along the back. Just make sure they are level and close together. Paint the rod. Before you slip the rod into the newly sewn mounting strip, paint the wood or metal rod. This step prevents the rod from damaging the casing or rug with acids or rust. Attach the rod mounts to the wall. The rod should come with a mounting kit that includes hooks and screws. Drill the screws into the wall. Determine where the rug will be mounted. Since you are drilling into the wall, you want to make sure the placement is correct to avoid unnecessary holes. Measure the length of the rod on the back of your rug. The rod should be mounted at each end. Use a tape measure to measure the space on the wall that corresponds to the length of the rug you measured earlier. Mark each end on the wall. Before drilling the mounts into the wall, use a level to make sure the 2 hooks are even. If your rug is heavier, you will probably need a sturdier hook to hang it on. When hanging a heavy rug, you need to place the hooks along the studs in the wall for added support. You can easily find the studs in your wall with a stud finder. After detecting the studs, center the rug along 2 studs. Attach the hooks to the studs. Hang your rug. The rug should slip easily onto the hooks and rest securely on the wall. If you are attaching the hooks to studs, you may need to sew multiple canvas strips into the back of your rug, leaving a small exposed space for the rod to rest on the hooks since the hooks may not be at the end of the rod. Hanging a rug with hooks. Determine which way the rug will be mounted. The placement of the hooks depends on the orientation of your rug. Determine which edge of the rug will be the top. Prepare your cloth hooks. The hooks should be made with strong fabrics such as heavy cotton, linen, or cotton twill rug binding. Cut the fabric into rectangles. The width should be about 2/3 wider than the width of your rod. To find the length of the hooks, wrap the fabric around the rod. Press the fabric snugly around the rod with your finger. There should be an inch or two between the top of the hook and where the fabric fits snugly against the rod. Fold the pieces of fabric vertically into thirds. Fold the pieces of fabric in half horizontally and sew the ends together. This is the hook for the rod, so the rod should be able to slide in easily. At this stage, the hook will be loose around the rod. Now that the rod is in the hooks, press the fabric snug around the rod. Mark this line on the hook with a pen or marker. Mark the hook locations on the back of the rug. These locations will be where the hooks are sewn into the rug. Make sure to place them close enough together that the rug is adequately supported on the wall. Use straight pins to hold the hooks into place on the rug until you sew it into the rug. Hand sew the hooks into the rug. Make sure to only sew into the back of the rug so that the stitch doesn't show on the front of the rug. The hook should be towards the top of the rug, while the sewn edge should be towards the interior of the rug. When the rug hangs, the hook should not be folded over itself. Fit the rod into the hooks. One by one, slide the rod into the newly sewn hooks. The rod should easily fit into the pockets, though they may be snug. Mount the rod hooks onto the wall. Most rods come with mounting hardware that can be attached to the wall with a couple of screws. Determine where you want the rug to be hung in the room before you place the hooks. Measure the length of the rod on the back of your rug. You want the rod to be mounted at each end. Mark the placement of one of the rug mounts. Use a tape measure to measure the length of the rug you found earlier. Mark that location on the wall. Before drilling the mounts into the wall, use a level to make sure the two hooks are even. If your mount attaches to the wall using screws, use a drill to attach the mounts. Hang the rug on the hooks. The rod should easily fit on the rod hooks. If you would like to secure the bottom of the rug, follow the same steps to sew hooks into the bottom of the rug and attach the rod mounts to the wall. Hanging a rug with tack strips. Prepare 4 tack strips. Each of these tack strips should be cut to the length of each side of the rug. Use a tape measure to determine how long each side of the rug is and then cut the tack strips to the appropriate length using a small handsaw or wood snips. Tack strips are generally used in carpeting. They are thin boards with sharp tacks sticking from them. Tack strips are designed to hold carpet in place. Coat the tack strips in a clear finish or with paint and let dry. This ensures that no acid from the wooden tack strips can damage the back of the rug once it is hanging. Tack strips can be purchased from most home improvement stores. Attach the tack strips to the wall. Using a level to make sure the tack strip is straight, hold the strip where the top of the rug will hang and hammer in the nails along the tack strip. Repeat this process for the remaining tack strips, making sure to measure where each one should go. If hanging a heavy rug, these nails should line up with studs behind the wall. Studs in the wall can easily be found using a stud finder. Nail the rug to the tack strip. Lift the rug against the top tack strip and press it firmly against the strip. Use 2 upholstery nails to secure each corner of the rug, and then use a third nail to secure the middle. Nail through the rug and into the mounted tack strip. Hammer the upholstery nails into each edge, starting with the sides first and saving the bottom last. The upholstery nails are both functional and decorative. They secure the rug to the tack strip and can look very fancy depending on the upholstery nails that are chosen.